West Indies win in a shocker. That was insane.
What are you talking about? That was expected.
I don't know who was watching this series after the first test, but mate, they really turned it on in that second match there.
Exactly.
And they leveled the series.
Another case for at least minimum 3 test matches in a series.
Yeah. That's
This happened with South Africa.
yeah.
South Africa versus India. It was a 2-match series for some reason. It was a 1-1. Australia versus West Indies, closely fought series, 1-1, and there's no third test.
It is sort of bringing to light that maybe 2 test series aren't something shouldn't be a thing. Doesn't make sense, and I think I heard some of your Vasquez say these are pointless. Why play 2 test series? It doesn't mean anything. Especially when like teams are touring around the world. They usually, and we saw this with India, like they take time to get used to the conditions, and once they do, they fire, right? And that's exactly what's happened here with West Indies. They've taken some time to get used to the Australian conditions, and they're a young group as well, and they've done really well. And mate, Shamar Joseph.
Well, I was going to say, let's talk about the superstar S. Joseph here.
Oh man, I've had so many people text me, man, you play for West Indies? They're like, no, mate, S. Joseph. Oh yeah, I was like, yeah. I took some time off and just sort of started playing international cricket. Yeah.
So he was also in his debut series, and he got 7 for 68.
Well, a star is born, right? Shamar Joseph. You'd think, right? He's just showed incredible grit, incredible talent. There's just something about him. Like he's got that it factor.
He reminds me of, he's got the same flair as Bravo.
Yes.
Similar bowling. He's bowling faster. He's bowling 145 plus deliveries here. But he's got similar to Bravo sort of flair and, that competitiveness, which is good to see in a young, fast, West Indian bowler. Yeah,
and we saw Steve Smith open as well in this test series. What would you consider his was it a flop? Was it? I mean, he scored 91, not out in the second innings, but still,
he still needs more chances.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't just put a batsman in an opening position.
It's very hard because you got to adjust your technique, and there's a lot involved, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, he's open. He's got 91. So
he would be used to coming in the first couple of overs when Warner used to get out pretty quick.
Oh.
But no, it is different. Like the mentality is different. Like you got to prepare differently. And yes, he's failed a couple of times, but he's done well in the last innings. I think you've got to give him a few more chances.
Yeah, and we'll discuss this briefly, but the Gabba.
Fortress.
Mate,
no more.
What the hell? Ever since Tim Payne, that grub, I call him a grub, Tim Payne, ever since that guy, ever since he did that thing with Ashwood and he at the Gabba, that place has now been cursed.
Jinxed it.
He's jinxed the Gabba, Tim Payne. It's just...
India won when they went to the Gabba after
incredible. That. It's become a place of like miracles for touring teams. India with that incredible victory.
The West Indies now.
And now West Indies. We're going to see what happens next with the Gabba because apparently Tim Payne has cursed it.
They want to break that curse now.
After being a fortress for so long, it's now a curse. Well, it'll be interesting for touring teams once they come down here. The Gabba is not a fortress no more. It's definitely a place where teams can come and compete.
Yeah, and especially if you're a young, fast West Indian bowler. I mean, the way he bowled, I got to say, watching him bowl, he's going to bowl at the top of off stump.
Yeah.
Almost every ball was at the top of off stump. And that's what's brilliant about that. It was just watching him, they're going to get a wicket. This guy's going to get out if he doesn't defend it. And, what happened? Hazelwood missed it, bang, straight on top of off stump.
Yeah.
As a coach, if you're a bowling coach, that's what you teach your fast bowlers, to hit the top of off, when you're practicing, right? Yeah. And that's exactly what he did. So that was great to see.
Yeah.
Another thing was in the commentary as well. It had Brian Lara in the commentary.
Yeah, that was special. Actually, I saw that. Brian Lara's there hugging, and
Gilchrist was hugging
Gilchrist, and it was this a good moment. It was such a good moment.
Yeah, he was tearing up.
West Indies cricket has been for so much.
Yeah,
it's when they weren't there at the World Cup last year, it really was one of the lowest points for West Indies. The team that they used to be, the players that they used to have, like Lara. and to not make a World Cup, I think is one of the lowest points. I'm very happy for them that they won that they drew this series,
Yeah.
and won at the Gabba, and they unearthed the star. I think,
And they crossed to Carl Hooper as well. He was tearing up as well. Like,
it's big, it's massive. Touring, that's the thing. Touring teams don't really win at all in Australia here, and I saw like stats there, like India's won 6 times here, six matches here, but there's been a lot of Asian teams that haven't won anything here, not even one match. It's very, very tough to play here. Yes, Pakistan hasn't won a match. Yes, but yes, like it's very tough to win a match here. That's why when India has done it, won a series here twice in a row, I still say that's one of the biggest feats in world cricket to come down here and do that.
And that's why it is such a big thing, because Australia are such a great team. Especially when they play at home, like they are like one of the most formidable teams to beat. Like if you can manage to draw with them, great. If you can manage to beat them in a test in Australia, that's the biggest thing, because the Australian players, like wherever they go, they're good. But when they're in Australia, they have their tails up.
Yeah,
the bowlers have their tails up. And the batters are like, making big scores. It's hard to get on top of them.
Yeah, teams, they usually hammer teams whenever they come down here. That's why it's refreshing to see when they lose. It's big, it's massive, especially like World Test champions, World One Day champions that they are, Australia, and they've got beaten by West Indies. It's something that the world cricket needed.
Yeah, and I believe this is Pat Cummins' first Test loss at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
yes, that's right.
That's quite interesting. Like,
he's been. He's been winning ever since he became. That's right.
He's been tasting success, and now there's the first Test loss at home.
Yeah,
he was probably feeling it a bit as well.
Yeah, that was big, and we've reached the end. Just the 2 topics today, and
big ups to big ups to the 2 debutants on the same day, like Hartley and Shamar Joseph. Seriously, and they both got 7 wickets, 7 for 60 odd.
That's true. It's a bit of a weak coincidence there, but it's good. You like to see new talent come through that are just incredible, and definitely with Shamar Joseph, we've unearthed the star here. The way he played, and it's just incredible.